The silver market is breaking, and here's why you need to pay attention right now. It's Sunday evening, and while most of North America is winding down, there's a quiet crisis unfolding in Shanghai that's about to shake everything you thought you knew about silver. Prices are spiking, sure, but what they're not telling you, the physical metal just isn't moving. What's happening behind the scenes doesn't match the narrative you're being fed. You're being told things are fine, but I'm here to tell you, it's not. Right now, you've got a choice. You can stay in the dark, or you can get ahead of what's coming next. Stick with me, because we're about to break down why what you're seeing in the markets today is just the beginning of something much bigger. Here's the problem most people don't see. While you're hearing about silver's price jump, there's something far more sinister happening just below the surface. You think it's all just price discovery. Well, that's what the big banks want you to think. But here's the catch. The Shanghai Gold Exchange, the world's largest physical silver market, can't even deliver the metal. They're failing. Not delaying, not taking a little longer, failing. And if you're asking, why does this matter to me? Let me put it this way. This isn't just about commodity traders or speculation. This is about industrial supply chains being torn apart. You don't need to be a silver expert to understand this. You just need to know that when China locks down its silver, everything changes. The question is, what happens when the world can't get its hands on the one resource that fuels green technology, electric cars, and solar power? Now let's talk about what's actually happening. On January 9th, 2026, the Shanghai Gold Exchange saw a massive 17.3 tons of silver disappear in a single day. That's not a typo. 17.3 tons gone. And here's what you're not hearing. That wasn't just part of the normal market flow. That's an inventory drain, and it's accelerating. While the big financial outlets keep telling you the market's fine, I've got vault reports right in front of me, and they're screaming something else. The question you need to ask yourself, why is the silver market suddenly tightening this fast? Why are those numbers moving like this? What aren't they telling you? It's simple. The physical market is in crisis, and the paper price is hiding it. The situation is spiraling faster than anyone expected. Look back just a few months, and this kind of crisis seemed unthinkable. But now it's happening right before our eyes. And it's not just a small hiccup. This is a systemic breakdown. The Shanghai Gold Exchange, the place where the world's silver is supposed to move smoothly, can't keep up with its deliveries. It's a failure that's already echoing through the entire global supply chain. Remember, silver isn't just a commodity. It's essential to the global energy transition. Solar panels, electric cars, all those green technologies the world is pushing for, they run on silver. And now this key piece of the puzzle is stuck. This isn't just a bad day for silver traders. It's a warning sign that the system is cracking. What happens when that crack spreads? If it continues, industries will grind to a halt, and the fallout will be far-reaching. Now, let's dive deeper into the evidence. We're not just talking about a few missed deliveries. We're talking about a massive failure. Just a few days ago, the Shanghai Gold Exchange experienced one of the worst delivery failures in recent history. Industrial buyers requested massive amounts of silver, but they didn't get what they ordered. One rumor is that an industrial buyer requested 64 tons and only received 1 ton. One. Let that sink in. That's not just a logistics hiccup, that's a complete breakdown. This isn't speculation, it's the reality of a market under stress. And here's the kicker. The price is still rising, as if everything is fine. But the more we dig into the numbers, the clearer it becomes. The paper market is disconnected from the physical world. The real price of silver isn't what you're seeing on your screen. It's much higher, and it's only going to get worse from here. And here's where it gets even messier. In the span of just a few days, the Shanghai Gold Exchange raised its margin requirements to 20%. Now let me break this down for you. Exchanges don't hike margins unless they're in full panic mode. A 20% margin hike means that if the price moves against a trader by just 5%, they're done. Forced liquidation. And this is a flashing red alarm. Why is the exchange doing this unless they know something is seriously wrong? If everything was fine, they wouldn't need to force traders to back up their positions with so much cash. This is what happens when liquidity starts evaporating. And here's the scary part. We don't know how much worse it can get. If the physical market continues draining at this pace, we're looking at a full-blown crisis. What happens if this keeps escalating? Now let's zoom out and look at what this means for you, the average person watching this. This isn't just about traders, institutions, or hedge funds. This is about the very goods you rely on every day. Solar panels, electric vehicles, and the growing green tech market, they all depend on physical silver. And if this breakdown continues, guess what? That shortage won't just affect the silver market, it'll hit you too. Imagine if your solar company can't get the silver they need to meet their contracts, or if electric car production slows because they can't get the raw materials. These aren't just hypothetical scenarios. These are real-world consequences. The industrial world is standing at the edge, and if this situation goes unchecked, it's going to cause massive disruptions. If this feels familiar, say so in the comments. We need to talk about this. But let's not just focus on the panic. Let's step back and understand how we got here. This isn't just a random event. This is a result of deeper systemic issues. Silver isn't like gold. It's an industrial metal, and its demand is driven by real-world applications. But what China did on January 1st, when they locked down their silver supply with new export restrictions, shifted the game completely. They didn't just react to a temporary crisis. They made a strategic move. The incentives are clear. Keep silver for their own industrial use. The rest of the world, too bad. The market is being manipulated by power players, and what we're seeing now is the culmination of a carefully orchestrated move. The demand for silver is structural, and with these new rules in place, it's about to get a lot harder for the rest of the world to get what they need. This isn't just a crisis, it's a recalibration of the global silver market. So what happens next? We're staring at two possible paths. First, there's the chance that this supply crisis starts to cool down. Maybe the Shanghai Gold Exchange finds a way to stabilize, maybe demand slows, and the panic buying calms. But here's the thing, it's unlikely. The second, much more probable path, the silver price goes even higher. We're talking $90, $100, maybe more. As word spreads about the shortages and the supply chain collapses, more buyers will rush in to grab what they can before it's too late. The question is, how long can the market hold this tension before it snaps? And when it does, everything changes. The next few days are critical. We're not just watching a market move, we're watching a systemic breakdown that could shake industries, investors, and economies to their core. Here's the key takeaway. The paper market is a lie. The price you see on your screen, the $80 silver, that's just a number, a suggestion. The real story is unfolding behind the scenes. The physical market is drying up, and once the demand outstrips supply, prices will skyrocket. You'll see it in premiums, in delivery delays, and in margin hikes. And the worst part? The people who hold paper silver, ETFs, futures contracts, they're the ones who'll get burned. The real question now is this: do you trust the system to deliver what it promised? Because if you don't, you need to act fast. This is a critical moment, and in the next few days, we'll either see a market explode or a complete collapse. If you want to stay ahead of it, make sure you're subscribed because we're tracking this closely. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and most importantly, know the difference between paper and metal.